These photos were taken in February and March 2012, and this slideshow includes comments from Mike Pullen of the Multnomah County Communications Office. In recent weeks, joint venture contractors Sladen and Sunt have been limited in the type of work they can perform at the Sellwood Bridge. This is because the proposed work requires certain permits from the City of Portland. The permitting process is complex and timing is critical.
The government requires us to go through the same processes as any private company, so we're subject to the same rules. Some permits are from Portland Parks, other permits are from the Bureau of Developmental Services. They issue land use permits. This is something that we typically don't need from the city, but because we're building a new structure, we need their land use permit. We can work in the river without it, so that's where the work is happening now. We are in sort of like a holding pattern for some tasks right now. The digging and the tree cutting is what's on hold. With the tree removal, there is a risk that if the permit comes in too late, like after April 15, we may need to postpone the tree cutting till the fall, because one of the tree cutting rules is you can't cut down the tree when it has nesting migratory birds in it. As the weather warms up, we're getting to the time where those birds start showing up. So there's a risk we'd have to delay the work, but we think we're going to get it in time.
In the meantime, some work has continued, both in the Willamette River and on land. The most obvious change has been the demolition of the Staff Jennings building. This building was located on the west side of the river and was the site of a marina from 1929 until recently. The area will now be used as a staging area for construction equipment and materials. As discussed in the previous slideshow in this series, work is now being done to build a temporary bridge to handle traffic while the new Sellwood Bridge is built. The pipes standing in the river are called piles, and they are grouped to form piers and fenders. Piers are also known as bents, and they are what holds up a bridge. The fenders are built to protect the piers from river traffic. Each pier is numbered, counting up from the east end of the bridge to the west end. Piers 18, 19, and 20 are currently under construction. No additional piers will be built until at least July 1st. There are specific periods of time throughout the year when pile driving is permitted in the river, while at other times this activity is prohibited to protect migratory fish. The fenders are being built near Piers 19 and 20. In recent weeks, these structures have been reinforced with additional welded horizontal struts. It was discovered while driving piles for Pier 20 that an obstruction under the riverbed was preventing the piles from being driven deep enough into the ground. Recently, this issue was investigated by drilling down and collecting samples of the obstructing material. Mike Pullen had the following comments on this process.
At bent 20, the piles stopped. They ran into something hard, so they're drilling inside the pile and taking that material out to figure out what's causing it. I've heard that it's material that's kind of similar to the Troutdale Formation, which is a geological formation, and it's very hard stuff, almost cement-like. You could drive pile through anything, and it could be that they'll have to wait until the summer in water work period where they can do impact driving.
Other smaller projects have been the installation of fencing, erosion control, and stormwater quality devices. On the east side of the river, this area was fenced off for use as a construction staging area. This is an erosion control sock put in place to prevent soil from being washed into the river during heavy rain. These bags are smaller versions of the erosion control sock, and they prevent soil from entering this catch basin when it rains. For further information, and to sign up for construction updates via email, please go to Multnomah County's website for this project, www.sellwoodbridge.org.